Congresswoman Cammack from the House Government Weaponization Subcommittee. Congresswoman, it's good to see you again. Okay, this news coming in. The Messenger is reporting Republicans do have the votes to hold Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress for defying a congressional subpoena for his testimony in the House impeachment inquiry. Is that true? Do Republicans have the votes?
Well, good to see you, Liz. And just to piggyback off of that segment that you just had, I welcome anyone who values academic excellence to apply to the University of Florida right here in Gainesville, Florida, ranked #1 public.
Well, we love that plug. But go ahead.
Go Gators. But yes, to your question, we will have the votes. It was a stunning display of ignorance in Hunter Biden's so-called press conference, where he defied a subpoena, decided that he was going to have you can't even call it a press conference because you take questions during a press conference. And he didn't do that. He made a statement, made some emotional plea, talking about how much he loves his father, and then got in an Escalade and drove away. That's not a press conference. And so defying Congress, which is essentially defying the will of the people, he is absolutely in contempt. I believe we have the votes, despite the fact that we have a slim margin.
You know, Saul Weissenberg, he's a guest on the show. He's a former deputy independent counsel who investigated the Clinton administration. He said if Congress is going to be taken seriously, they must hold Hunter Biden in contempt. You can't just refuse to show up. You can show up and claim the fifth, but you can't just simply not show up. And Weissenberg added, I'm aware of no legal defense that Hunter Biden has to ignoring a congressional subpoena. What do you think?
I think he's 100% correct. And that is the biggest frustration that I hear when I'm back home across this country. Americans are sick and tired of all talk, no action. They're sick and tired of zero consequences. So this vote for contempt, to put Hunter Biden in contempt, I think it's a no-brainer. I think it will be a slam dunk. But also, we have to think about how this administration has operated. They believe that the American people are subjects, not citizens, and therefore that we're not entitled to the transparency and accountability of those in the White House. Look no further than the fact that we have Hunter Biden defying a congressional subpoena. The White House refuses to put Hunter Biden on any manifest because we just don't need to know. Not to mention that they have put pressure on the DOJ to give sweetheart deals for his tax and gun charges. I mean, the list goes on and on. We could go into James Biden, his brother. There seems to be no end, but we know one thing. There's a double set of standards when it comes to the Biden administration, and they do not believe in transparency. They don't believe in accountability, and that's saying something considering that we all lived through the Obama administration.
And Congressman, let's pivot to this. The Hill magazine is reporting that the House impeachment inquiry is focusing on bribery allegations swirling around President Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. This relates to that FBI informant, a veteran FBI informant, who told the FBI that the owner of Ukraine's Burisma energy company, that he bragged about paying both President Biden and Hunter Biden $10 million in bribes. We don't have the backup evidence for that. You know, Burisma had hired Hunter to sit on its board for nearly $1 million a year. Its owner was involved in a corruption probe. So is the House impeachment inquiry zeroing in on bribery allegations?
It is. You know, there's a couple of different reasons why there are 3 different congressional committees involved: Ways and Means, Oversight, and Judiciary. And it's because the bribery is extensive and it requires tax documents, it requires us digging into the DOJ, and it requires that basic oversight responsibility that we have. Listen, Alexander Hamilton was exceptionally clear in Federalist 65 that impeachment inquiries and impeachment itself was also to go after that public trust that had been broken, to go after the misuse of public funds. This is a clear-cut case where we have seen the FBI 1023 form, that FBI tip that showed that there was something going on. Why was Hunter Biden on the board at $1 million a year salary when he had zero experience in the energy industry? Maybe it's because he had connections and could peddle influence in our nation's capital. And now, of course, we see the White House is hot to trot on aid to Ukraine in the hundreds of billions of dollars. It just seems hyper convenient that in the midst of everything that's gone on with Burisma, the FBI, the DOJ, the IRS whistleblowers, everything is coming forward. We have the tax documents. Now with this inquiry, we have the official authority to go after the National Archives for all the emails. It's all adding up. This will be an irrefutable of mistrust, abuse, and bribery.
Got it. Congresswoman Cammack, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you on. Merry Christmas to you.